Well, some really, really great news. Apparently, all of the new nuclear reactors that are having a little bit of problem in Japan are all cleaned up now. There is no news. No news is good news. Just like every natural disaster, it's over in a few minutes. It just happens and it cleans itself up. Just like the Gulf oil. Nothing wrong there. Everything's cleaned up. It's over. The disaster is over. So now in Japan, I go to CNN, there's no news. I would think the biggest disaster destroying human life would be a little bit of a headline. Remember the days when we used to have catastrophes and CNN would be on top of it constantly 24/7? I mean, let's see, O.J. Simpson. That was on the news constantly 24/7. Remember that? Remember when CNN used to make, like that was what CNN was known for. There was always one big catastrophe going on. I always kind of looked, oh, we're about due for something really big. It's almost like CNN creates it because that's what they were focused on all the time is we need a big major disaster so we can report on it 24/7 and just like make it everything in your life. You eat, breathe that news story that they want to focus on. Now, when we have a natural disaster, all of a sudden, they don't even focus on it. Seriously, seriously. CNN devotes how much time to O.J. Simpson? I mean, just go back in history. It's not that long ago that CNN would do 24 hours non-stop coverage of any catastrophe. And now they don't. So, um, I just find that interesting. It's almost like, yeah, move on. It's over. Haiti, everything's cleaned up in Haiti. Katrina, that's all solved. The Gulf, that's all solved. Japan, that's all solved. I mean, frig, what the hell is CNN reporting? And I don't seriously even watch the show. I just pop into their website because their website videos will focus on here's what we're generally talking about. And there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing newsworthy whatsoever. They're talking about the war, Obama, NHL players, and uh, Charlie Sheen, and I mean, Obama's oil production plan, why US should boost oil production. Yeah, let's kill more people because that's what oil is. The only way you can get oil is if you kill a bunch of people. So it's like enjoy driving your car and knowing you killed a couple of people just to get to work. And let's boost that sucker up more because we got a population problem. We need to get rid of the population. I don't know. Planet is kind of insane. I'm actually thinking there's another business idea that I'm coming up with. I'm thinking of developing another website because the news is not the news. The news is what the corporate industry wants you to hear. And it's the sponsors. The sponsors tell the news what to say. This is what we want you to publicize. This is what we want you to brainwash people into believing so they'll buy it. So what I'm thinking of is making a website so everybody can post different businesses that advertise on all news stations no matter where you live so that we know who to boycott. Because if the corporate structure is bound and determined to destroy the freaking planet, and the only way to stop it, the only true gun that will kill them dead, is your pocketbook. Don't buy from them. We have more control over the future of every one of our experiences just by what we choose to buy. But as long as you want to keep buying something, buy another new car, visualize at least 3 kids being tortured and raped as you fill up your car with that gas that killed all of these and tortured all of these children. So now I want you to visualize every time you drive your car to work, you just killed and tortured a bunch of kids just to get to work. You know, start visualizing what is really going on, because they don't want you to see the truth. You know, they want you to see, you got a nice car. You got that nice sports car. Everybody's going to love you because you got that sports car. You look like you're happening. And let's face it, you're not really happening. You just need a car to make you think you're happening. But you're only happening when you got nothing. And you're still happening. Anyways. So there's the new website idea, which I'm getting a list of them. So everybody can start reporting on who's advertising. Because if we stop these advertisements on news stations, maybe we'll get some news. But then again, wouldn't that just shut down every news station if nobody advertised, because they knew that it's a death sentence as soon as you advertise on a news? Because nobody will buy from them just because they're on the news? Let's face it, news is not reporting news. Never did, never was. It was all a manipulation. Do you seriously think, I mean, every time, like I say, I see things that other people don't see, but when I go in and I watch a news station, you know, the 6 o'clock news, I think, is that the only news that happened? Or is that just the news you wanted me to hear about? You know, what are all the stories they say, that story is not important, we want people to hear that story? That's biased right there. You know, and news reporting is supposed to be unbiased. No, they're biased right away by what they want you to hear. And a lot of stories are not nice to hear. And I've had that experience here with the Globe and Mail here in Canada. Big, major newspaper. They definitely know of policies going on in Canada right now that's creating enormous crime, enormous poverty. And they say that they don't even want to report it because it's so common, it's not news. I would think that if it's that common that it's not news, that is news. You know, like, okay, here's the news. When things are so bad and it's so common, we don't report on it because it's not news, it's too common. News is something that would actually be new. So they only report on something that would be, here's something new. And the only things they tend to report on is, here's another new way that we're destroying the planet. But soon we'll make it so friggin' common we'll stop reporting on that one too. Some of the smartest people on the planet are the dumbest people in the world. Anyways, at least we know for sure, without a doubt, CNN not reporting Japan, everything must be A-OK. Peace out.